Hello and welcome. My name is Rick Hoffman. Today's topic, happy in place, even during the pandemic, a time when all of us are living with restrictions and lockdowns. And a statement, you are me, as I am you, as we are all each other. A lesson courtesy of the virus, which does not care about race, sex, politics, beliefs. So we are going to explore happiness, sorrow, freedom, and how we are the same and different. I wish that I could memorize this half-hour talk. Think of it as a book on tape. The words and their development are too important to me to wing it. The Buddha said life is suffering, yet he taught that there is a way out, resulting in nirvana, freedom from feeling limited. With this virus crisis, the scent of death is in the air. And we all know that with children unable to go to school, our not being able to be with friends, family, loved ones, stress abounds. Suicide, child endangerment, drug abuse are all through the roof. So how to cope, let alone thrive? So wouldn't your mother want you to be happy? Don't you want to be happy, even in the midst of this pandemic? Why did the Buddha say life is suffering? I want is the source of suffering. I want equals sorrow. To want is to declare that all is not right with me right now, which results in a life of searching, becoming, what the Buddhists and Hindus call samsara. Because everyone seeks happiness, fullness, freedom, something needs to change. My situation, the world, or myself, my mental landscape or understanding. And we want that happiness, completeness, and we want it now. And from time to time, we all experience happiness, fullness. And regardless of how we get there, in those moments, we do not want or need the world or myself to be different. We all know how fleeting and elusive those moments are and how difficult to replicate. Yet, we find that this need to be happy or full or free is natural, not an acquired or a learned behavior. We as human beings have certain requirements, air, water, food, and we find that they are all available or provided. Since the need to be happy, complete, or full is also natural, how can their fruition not be assured, not be available? So let me share a story, a real-life tale of one person's search for happiness. Her name was Cleo. She was young, pretty, and she moved to LA. She was a social media star. She invited to all the best parties, receiving hundreds of responses to her post. She was said to make everyone laugh. On Instagram, the perfect girl with the perfect life. She had achieved what so many long for: recognition, attention, approval, even adulation. All the friends in the world. But she felt that no one really knew her. She drank to swallow her pain, but her pain learned how to swim. Smiling on the outside, but dying inside, she took her life, or her lifestyle ended her life. Why? Clearly, she felt unworthy, unable to accept the approval that she received, not able to bridge the divide between how others perceived her and how she viewed herself. We all crave unity, oneness, wholeness. Her life was a cautionary tale, a signpost. In order to live a full life, we must discover who is living this life. Who am I? So starting with the end in view, a quotation from ancient China, the fourth patriarch of Chan Buddhism, there is nothing lacking in you, and you yourself are no different from Buddha. Now, regarding being happy in place, any place, let's examine a moment of happiness. Suppose you're watching a glorious sunset, so spectacular that you close your eyes. And in that moment, there is no outer world, no perception, no inner world, the mind is silent. You are only yourself, awareness aware of awareness. And without a label, you feel whole, complete, full, happy, free. Without the wanting self, samsara is at a standstill. How to remain there? And to remain there even while living a life, even when the mind is active, is what is known as nirvana, enlightenment. In Sanskrit, jivan mukti, free while living. If your goal in life is to be free while living, free from feeling small and insignificant, mortal, isolated, bound to be sad, overwhelmed by a world that is too powerful, apply your list, substitute freely. Freedom is always freedom from. In this instance, freedom that makes the two one, that melts the inner and the outer, without denying the experience, but no longer self and other. One is, and two is not two. Let's go to sleep and dream. Worlds upon worlds, adventure, mountains, streams, animals, people, opinions, beliefs, discussions, maybe even wars and dying. Yet the entire dream world is my thought. Even though I appear in the dream within a whole world, there are not two. There is only consciousness. Do you know what happens when you realize you're dreaming? You wake up. What happens and what does it mean to wake up in the waking world? Well, the world does not disappear, but twoism, duality, self and other, is gone. Awareness aware of awareness. Like waking up in the dream, in that, although the world does not disappear, there is only consciousness. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj said, "When I know I am nothing, no thing, that is wisdom. When I know that I am everything, that is love." No one gets enlightened without believing that freedom is possible. No one gets enlightened without believing freedom is possible. You will not stumble upon yourself. And if you are not willing or you have decided that freedom is not real, even if you meet a sage, you will not see that person for who they are. Which leads to, why is it such a blessing to meet an enlightened being? Because seeing someone like me, but who is free, means that I can be free too. Although knowledge of self or suchness is the same, cultures, societies, traditions, personalities are all different. I have been blessed in my life to spend some considerable time with a handful of sages, whose personalities were all very, very different. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, who I visited in Mumbai at his loft where he held satsang, was ferocious, intense, animated. If you came to him and really didn't have an interest in discovering yourself, he would ask you to leave, or he might tell you to chant. But if you came wanting to know who you are, he would give himself completely. Spending time with Master Nomi is like being in the presence of a beacon of bliss and serenity. Dayananda Saraswati, my Sadguru, had the uncanny ability, bolstered by a tradition of teaching that employs the words of the Upanishads as a means of knowledge, such that if the listener had an open mind, then they would see themselves as Swamiji knew them to be while the teaching was taking place. Why are we in this predicament? According to Vedanta, ignorance and error. Ignorant of our true nature, we make the error of identifying with the body as ourself. This error is universal. Clearly, we do have an intimate, special relationship with this body. Once we make this mistake, however, we are as if mortal, small and insignificant, in a world that is large, intimidating, and powerful. Also, as the body-mind, we are time-bound. We are not here 100 years prior, will not be here 100 years hence. Limited space-wise, and in terms of abilities or attributes. While society and our peers, equally confused, reinforce this confusion of being the body-mind. Then why is it? With such totality of agreement, we are forever uncomfortable and unwilling to accept sorrow, suffering, mortality. Who feels that being born to die is all there is? Since our nature is limitless consciousness, and we are never other than who we really are, there are echoes or insights, intuition, that makes feeling limited never acceptable. Happiness is one of those markers. Everyone believes that being happy or full or at peace should be available to us, at least from time to time. And while we congratulate people for happy events, like having a child, graduating, a job promotion, we extend condolences when someone is sad or suffering. To underscore, these are not learned behaviors. These are expressions of our true nature. Do you have eyes to hear? The inquiry starts like this. To begin with, we can condense the whole creation into two factors. One, the subject, I, and the other, the object, you. Subject, object, self, and other. I am the subject, and everything else is the object of my knowledge. The sun, the moon, the stars are all objects of my knowledge. Everything that I know and everything that I do not know are objects of my knowledge. As far as objects other than the physical body, I have no confusion whatsoever. My dear child, my dear wife, my dear house are beloved things, but I do not say I am the child. When the child is born, I am not born. I do not take my child, my wife, or any object as myself. Such confusion does not arise. But in this physical body, I have the I sense. In everything else, I have this sense. My shirt, which is very close to my body, does not have I sense. I never say I am the shirt. I take it as this cloth, my cloth. I say these are my clothes. The clothes are not me. Nobody has this confusion. But when I touch your body, then you don't feel your body is touched. Instead, you feel you are being touched. If the body is tall, I am tall. Fat, I am fat. Where the body is there I am. When the body sleeps, I sleep. When the body is lying down, I am lying down. When the body is healthy, I am healthy. When the body perishes, I perish. But this confusion is too hasty. When I say that I am tall, is it not because the body is tall? Do I know the tall body or not? I know the tall body, which is like even knowing the sky and the stars. I do not take a tall tree as myself, because a tall tree is an object of knowledge. Similarly, I know this body. I am the knower of the body. If the mind is restless, I know the restless mind. I am the knower of the mind. It is an object of knowledge. I am aware of ignorance, aware of knowledge, aware of my memory, emotions, sense organs, aware of hunger and thirst, aware of the physical body. I am the subject, the awarer, the one who is aware, the knower, the one who knows, the witness. I am not, as you are not, what we are aware of. I am never an object of awareness to myself. I am the subject. The tall tree, the restless mind, the hungry body are all objects of my knowledge. Taking the object for the subject is confusion, subject-object confusion. It is precisely this confusion that keeps me as if in the body-mind. In deep sleep, I am awareness, aware of no world, inner or outer. In the morning, I say I slept well. Who was there? Awareness, aware of awareness was there. When an object comes, I become an awarer, knower, witness. When the object goes, like the tall tree, like the thought of restlessness, I remain as the content of the knower. Let us call the content of the awarer awareness. Eyes open, awareness is. Eyes closed, awareness is. So also awareness is when a thought is. Awareness is when a thought is gone. And the thought itself is not other than awareness. No second thing. This is what non-dual means. There is only Buddha mind, suchness, mu. When I dream, there are worlds upon worlds, but still no second thing. The truth of the experience is non-duality. When awake, I know the world as an object of knowledge. I know a thought, known to me, the subject, I, awareness. Awareness aware of itself. Imagine a gold chain, a gold ring, a gold bangle, a gold earring. Let's say handmade. Each is unique and different in form and function, but they are all gold. No second thing. Many and different, but non-dual. The content of the awarer is awareness. Put another way, space is in awareness. Space is, awareness is. Space is not, awareness is. Suppose I am not aware of space as in deep sleep. Where there is no space, awareness is. I know that there is no time, no space, no memory in deep sleep. In deep sleep, I did not know anything, and that means I was aware of the sleeping state. Now, does awareness have dimension? How many inches? How big is awareness? This awareness has no form. All forms are objects of awareness. Since it has no form of its own, it is formless. No above, no below. Being formless, awareness is spatially limitless. Isn't this physical body in space? In awareness is space. In space is this body. In space is that body. All bodies exist in space, and space itself is in awareness. And therefore, between awareness and this body, or any body, there is no distance. Where am I? There is no location for I. Awareness has no location. The question does not arise. When Ramana Maharshi was dying in 1950 at his ashram in South India, hundreds or thousands were gathered. Ramana felt the sadness of the assembly and said, "Where can I go?" His meaning was that you see me in this body, but I see the body in me. Where can I, awareness, go? If we are bodiless and thus deathless, how important is this to recognize? How life-changing. Understanding what we are experiencing while living is the key. Experience is dumb. It has to be understood. Awareness is not located in space. In awareness is space. Therefore, awareness is called all-pervasive. I am aware of space. Space is not aware of me. I am aware of time. Time is not aware of me. I am aware of the concepts of time and space. The concept itself is not aware of me. I am the awareness in which all concepts exist and all objects of concepts exist. So naturally, I am limitless awareness. Not two, not you and me, only awareness. Therefore, how many eyes are there? There is only one limitless awareness, and I am that awareness. You are that awareness. How many awarenesses are there? There is only one awareness, as there can only be one limitless. In limitless awareness is the mind, memory, space, time, the whole creation. Think of anything, and it is in awareness. If I ask, are you conscious? There's no doubt in your mind that you are conscious. The very question is heard by you because you are conscious. That self-shining, self-evident I is independent. You do not require a means of knowledge to reveal yourself. This is a big deal, a really big deal. Everything else has to become evident to me as an object of knowledge. But that I am, and that I know that I am, is self-evident because awareness is. You find yourself aware. What do you do to be aware? The question does not arise. It is not that I think and therefore I am. I am and therefore thought is possible. Western science mostly holds to the belief that consciousness or awareness is a product of biology. Biology makes the brain creates awareness. But what is just the opposite. Because limitless awareness is, the world, biological and otherwise, exist in awareness as awareness. Every life form reflects consciousness. The ant knows the ant body mind. It is not so much that the body is conscious, but that within consciousness is the body, this body, known to me. In limitless awareness is the sky, the moon, time, space, my body, your body, everything. Wherever the limited appears awareness is immanent and transcendent. Take a thought, any thought. The thought is nothing but awareness, and yet, when the thought is gone, awareness remains. Awareness is immanent, the thing itself, and transcendent. Truth can be defined as that which cannot be negated. Truth can be defined as that which cannot be negated. You can negate time, you can negate space, but you cannot negate yourself. I cannot negate the subject itself. The subject is not subject to negation because who is going to negate the subject? When I was little, somewhere between 6 and 9, I used to like to go out at night, lie down on my back in the grass and look up at the stars and get lost in the vastness. Sometimes, after a while, I would wonder, what will happen when I die? Will the stars still shine? In imagining my own demise, I was there very much. I could not negate the subject, but I had no idea how to understand what that meant. My beginning statement, you are me, as I am you, as we are all each other. Looking at this through the physical, the realm of the virus, remember we are all from here. We are of this place, this earth. As the host for the virus, black or white, male or female, politics, beliefs do not separate us. All differences between us as humans is 1/10 of 1% of our DNA. And for being 99.9% the same, what is your viewpoint? What do you see when looking at another friend or foe, that which is the same or different. Of course, we are different as regards bodies, personalities, talents, experience. But as the subject, aware of all objects of knowledge, within and without, from this understanding, let us review the opening statement as limitless awareness. You are me, as I am you, as we are all each other. Every I is the same limitless awareness. I am the subject, you are the subject, and everything perceived or known is an object of knowledge. I can never be what I am aware of. We only ever are awareness. In the waking state, aware of the world, mind and body. In sleep, when dreaming, we are aware of the mind. And in deep sleep, we are aware of no inner, no outer, but awareness is. What else about you is changeless? There can be only one changeless, timeless, limitless awareness, and that is you and me. Every I is that same awareness. Where is duality, twoism? Happiness means fullness. Fullness is experientially manifest when the mind stops projecting, when the wanting mind is resolved. Happiness does not come from outside the body, an event, accomplishment, experience, ice cream, the seashore, a person, because at another time I do not find that same fullness available, and it does not come from inside the body-mind. When the mind is not assuming, not willing, not desiring a change of the setup, outside or anything inside, I pick up a moment of joy. As I am left with myself alone, awareness aware of itself. What is natural is not a matter for complaint. When I am happy, I am not in a hurry to get rid of it. I am not tired of being happy. I am tired of being sorrowful. I avoid sorrow and frustration. I can be happy or whole in place, anytime, any place. That is what we set out to explore. I'd like to share a story from ancient China, about 700 AD, Chan Buddhist tale. In this story, there is a student, a very adept at meditation student, who asks his teacher, "Can I meditate with you?" Off they go to the master's hut. The student gets settled, starts his meditation, and is disturbed by a noise. He looks up, and there is his master buffing a brick. The student says, "Master, why are you buffing that brick?" The master says, "I am polishing the brick to make it into a mirror." The student says, somewhat aghast, "Master, you cannot polish that brick to make it into a mirror." And without missing a beat, the master says, "And you cannot make yourself into the Buddha by meditating." Finding your Buddha nature is a matter of discovery, recognition. We are not really broken. There is nothing to fix. Everything else we know as an object of knowledge, but recognizing myself is something other, not like seeing an object. This seeing is more akin to seeing into. That sense we all have, I find myself aware. Before even the beginning, awareness is. That I am, and that I know that I am, is me, without need for words or thought. This is why sudden enlightenment is possible. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj said that the explosion you are waiting for has already occurred. You can never be other than who you really are. You cannot subdivide the whole. All ignorance is as if. We never really become the limited individual we imagine. For me, what is most compelling and appealing about this Vedantic inquiry is that we are getting the truth of ourselves through the life we live, without a system of beliefs, but by inquiry and analysis. Everything I have said here can be verified by you. What is mine is yours. Reflect, meditate, and grow certain. One more story. The master and the student are walking through the forest with only the light of the moon to guide them. The student asks, "Master, where is the moon?" And their master points his finger between the branches so that his student can see what he sees, knows. Follow where the finger points. Don't get the finger. Self-knowledge is like a leap or falling into your own lap. We can no more grab hold of ourselves than we can grasp moving water with our fingers. You can only be who you already are. Tat twam asi. You are that. And a teaser. Next time we explore what Chan Master Sui Fang said, the entire great earth is nothing but yourself. Thanks for watching. If you do have an interest, please subscribe. You are welcome to contact me. The email address will be on the screen. And there is another video that I did called What is Vedanta? An Introduction.